We're
is.
coming back to you live from our homes. I'm Sean.
I'm Zach.
Nope, we're done with that, I guess.
I'm done talking about my trauma. Okay. Sean said no more.
Unless you want to keep talking about your trauma, that's fine.
No. That was about it. It's fine.
That ship has sailed.
Whatever I was going to say was not important. So.
But you were like. But here's the thing though, which makes it sound like you're about to take this idea from a different angle.
I was, but instead I'd rather just sulk and be upset about what just happened to me instead of trying to look at the silver lining.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Just fade into despair.
Yeah. I feel obliged to apologize in advance because I'm still recovering from my sickness. I'll try to mute whenever I cough so the people don't have to listen to that, but no promises I'll get everyone.
There was literally an episode in like semester 2, I think, where the whole time I was just talking about how sick I was.
Well, some of us have standards we hold ourselves to.
Oh yeah, I do. I've never heard of anything like that. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So Zach,
Sean,
man, it's crazy. You know what's crazy?
What's crazy, Sean?
you know what is crazy?
What's crazy?
I was gonna do a bit before, but instead I'm just gonna say this. You keep going robo, but like you're just on the line where by the end of the sentence I can figure out what you're saying, but you're dancing that line like this whole time.
What the fetch?
It's come in waves, in and out, and I don't know if it's my fault or your fault. Usually when it's my fault, I'm the robo boy, but it doesn't seem like I'm the robo boy.
Here's the weird thing about that, is you sound perfectly fine.
That's strange.
But I feel like if I was having issues, I wouldn't be able to hear you as well either. So
I don't really know how it works.
Here. We're gonna do a live test on spicy Nuggs and Smash Bros. And by that I mean opening up YouTube and seeing how fast it loads. Yeah, no, it was really good.
All right.
It's you. It's a you thing.
It's okay. Okay, let's go back to the bit I was gonna do.
Yeah. A good transition, Sean. Good transition.
You know what's crazy, Zach?
What's crazy, Sean?
Man, this is crazy. This is so crazy. This is crazy, Zach. So the other day, okay, one of my favorite streamers got on, and I was like, oh, it's epic, sick. I get to watch one of my favorite streamers, and you've never heard of him, don't worry. And he was playing one of my favorite games, honestly. It's up there pretty high. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so close to the end. He must be getting pretty close. But I was at my mom's house when he started streaming, so I missed the beginning of the stream. And beginning of the stream was one of my favorite parts of the whole game. And I got there just in time to completely miss that. And I've not recovered at all.
Yeah.
I'm devastated. So you're going to tell me in excruciating detail play-by-play of the dialogue section of Celeste.
Okay, so here's
your feelings about it.
Here's the crazier part. I also joined in on a stream playing this game called Celeste. Except
that's crazy.
I was one who was playing it, and I have a secret Twitch account I stream on all the time. It's pretty popular. I don't want to brag. But it's a secret, so I can't say the name out loud, of course.
Yeah, of course, it's not.
But there's no way that could be the same stream you were watching, right? Because I happen to play a dialogue part as well and beat the base game.
No, that'd be ridiculous. Obviously, I would recognize your voice if you were the one. It's
Oh,
stupid for me not to recognize him.
yeah,
So
yeah.
clearly it's someone else. I will go ahead and plug the guy I was watching because he was
Okay.
highly entertaining. I don't know what your streams are like; they probably suck.
Oh no, I
Um,
actually just
but
no webcam, no mic, no game
yeah,
sound.
I bet you don't even show cat.
No. My cat, she would be too popular with the people. So
Yeah, embarrassing. So it's twitch.tv/Zakarin, everybody. That's ZAKARRIN.
yo, that's
That's the guy I
crazy.
was watching.
That's
What's
yeah,
great?
that's crazy. That's a coincidence. That's
What?
pretty similar to my tag.
What's up?
Interesting.
Oh, what's your tag?
No, it's fine. We don't need to talk about that. It's
We don't
fine.
need, are you sure? Are you sure? You sounded like you caught my attention now. I'm very
No,
interested.
no. Anyways, let's talk about Celeste. Okay. So
That,
here's the thing.
that was one of our stupidest bits I think we've ever done.
Oh, it was. It was. I'm so glad you want to talk about Celeste today, because I also wanted to talk about Celeste today. So you know what? It works
Yes.
out. I will be honest. It could be a little bit better of a day to talk about Celeste if my tragedy hadn't occurred, but it's fine. I'm still willing and able to talk about Celeste. So.
He's so brave.
I know.
He's so brave. Everybody, hey, Sean in editing. Hey, hi. It's been a while. I haven't spoken to you in a while, Sean. Sean in editing. How are you doing at this moment? Tell us honestly how you're doing.
At the moment I'm doing okay. I just hate a nutty buddy, so things are looking pretty good.
Wow. Okay.
I'm concerned
Same.
or happy.
No, more concerned for sure.
All right. Because that's a. Anyways, go ahead and tell us about Celeste, Zach.
I would love to. It is a platformer. The end.
It's a platformer. You jump on platforms. On the platforms. Platform.
What? Whoa!
Platform?
Dude, that is gonna be such a hype outro song.
My hand is just covered in spit.
I bet after that, what the? Okay. So here's my journey. Do you want to explain Celeste? Everyone knows what Celeste is, right?
Sure.
Okay, cool. If you don't know what Celeste is, go play Celeste and come back. Like,
Yeah,
it's worth it.
it's a great time.
I would like to start off my journey with Celeste with a bit of an update from the stream. My pinky has fully recovered.
Honestly, I have been wondering about that.
Dude, my pinky was destroyed.
I know exactly what
Absolutely
you mean.
destroyed.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it's a different type of thing because when I played, my grab button is like the trigger on the controller, but I was just like I had that thing slammed down on some sections just the entire time. My left hand just clenched for like 30 minutes straight.
Yeah. No, like, no, it was such a good game. Like, aesthetically, like the characters, just the flow of the game, and like the challenge scaling, like the level of difficulty and how it scaled was really well. Like I don't even like this. Is there a negative to Celeste? I don't know if there's a negative to Celeste. The narrative's really good. Like it talks a whole bunch about just like mental illness, like anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and that a lot of that was actually like in the part you missed.
Yep.
But it was so for the part we're talking about. For those who haven't played the game, you get about a bit over halfway, maybe like 2/3 of the way done with the game. And instead of just moving on to the next level like you would do, you start this level out and you just get like, it's like a good 10-15 minutes of just having a conversation with another character at a campfire. And like that's really all it is. But at the same time, it's so much more than that. I can't remember the dialogue word for word. But there's lot, like tons of different themes it hit upon. You gain a lot more insight into both Madeline and Theo. Those are the two characters you play as Madeline, and like you're. It's this whole idea of like overcoming yourself, and things like that. But before I actually go into like more detail and gush about it, I will say, I was slightly disappointed, but not with the game, with myself, because I played most of Celeste while I was quite sick, and I like when I started streaming, I didn't feel terrible, but like, when that whole like scene happened and I went through it, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I was like just not in like the right mindset to like truly appreciate everything that was happening in that dialogue, or just being able to like have the energy to like emotionally like relate and attach to it, because like my brain was like just half in a fog. So I'm kind of upset that I played it when I did. So I was like, Fetch, that experience could have been so incredible, and I just played it when I was sick, and it's fine. Yeah.
I think you're okay. Well, I mean, first off, you can go back and you can go through it anytime you want.
Oh, I'll be going back again, yeah, for sure. But
one thing I think the first time I experienced this game, the first hints to me, I think early on it starts hinting that like we're talking about mental health. Like we're talking about real stuff. We're being creative about how we do it. Obviously, we have Madeline's other or part of her, the part of her that separates from her,
Yep.
and is like just torturing her the whole time, right? So that seems like it's maybe kind of a blatant way to do it, maybe just because I've seen it done that way so often. But it's still like very video gamey. It's still like you're climbing a mountain, you have a dash mechanic, you're working through different platforming challenges. Like the whole time it feels something akin to like a more polished old Nintendo game. Until I think the turning point for me was the feather.
I love the feather part.
Yeah. So Theo and Madeline get on a really old gondola, and it starts moving them up the mountain, and then it gets stuck, and Madeline starts having a panic attack. And Theo's like, "Okay, you need to calm down." And he tells her to focus, imagine a feather floating in her head, and her breaths are what keep it up. And so you, the player, have to work with her, and like keep a box on the feather. Basically, it's like not a, yeah.
Well, it's actually keep the feather in the box, but okay.
Whatever. It's a little mini game. It's nothing crazy, but it was that moment that I was like, oh, shoot, this is real. Someone who's making this understands anxiety to a deep degree. Probably personally have experienced a panic attack. I don't know for sure about the makers of the game, but it seems likely to me. At the very least, want to spread awareness of that kind of thing and how to deal with it. So that was like the turning point, and then we get this 15-minute section in a game that like there's been sparse amounts of dialogue, not tons, but like every now and then to move a story beat along, they use dialogue.
Yeah.
But suddenly you have that section where it's after Madeline and Theo have gone through such a dangerous, painful experience together. They sit down at a fire and they talk, and it just like, the game can like you can skip it if you want, but like the game lets you experience it for so long, just them like sitting there and talking, which is so crazy to do in like a platforming game like that. It feels almost like it should be out of place, but because of how they built everything up to it, it feels right at home in a way. Um, anyways, that's me gushing about it. I freaking love that.
No, no, yeah, it's incredible. And like you were saying, like it doesn't feel out of place when you get to it. Um, excuse me. Um, but like when like I first realized like, oh, this is just like a dialogue scene around a campfire. At first, I was surprised a little, like just a little bit, but at the same time, like, but it fits so well. So it's interesting that like you can have a platform and then or throw these mini games in there or throw these scenes in there, but like they just work with the rest of the game so well.
Mhm. Yeah, especially in a
Excuse me.
game like Celeste, which feels like it should be just simpler than that. Um, and I, okay, what was I gonna say? Wait. Zach's dying. It's okay. Don't worry,
I
everyone.
am
Zach's
dying
dying.
over here. Holy fetch.
Do you need to go grab some water?
No, I'm good. Keep going.
Okay. I'm, I'm, I'm giving you an out, Zach. Oh shoot, he's on the floor. Oh no, he's dead.
No, no, it's alright. I've been muting myself in the recording, so only you could hear me dying.
Oh,
So
so it just sounds like I'm panicking about
yeah,
nothing.
well, I mean, you at first it's there, but Sean, keep the
Okay.
people entertained.
I'm entertaining the people. All right, this is fine. Here's, oh my gosh. I wish I actually knew how to play the song. But I'll go ahead and play this because it's not the song, but it is this. It's a similar vibe, I think. You get to this campfire where just begin talking, and you just hear like this beautiful, and I don't know how beautiful this will be, but it's just like,
Sean, if the people got bored, it's entirely your fault, and I'm back.
epic. I was playing for them. Not the exact song. In fact, not the song in it at all, but something akin to it, where it's like just like that peaceful guitar, you know.
Hmm.
This is what I wanted to talk about. I think what elevates Celeste in its ability to convey the emotions is um, the music.
Oh
It's
yes. Oh
like
yes.
very similar to Undertale in that way because it's just this very simple pixel art style with like the face frames and they actually do like some animation in the face frames, so that's
Yep.
kind of cool. But like the music is what like the scene with the feather, right? There's the song in the OST called Anxiety, and ah, man, it's incredible. It's amazing. If you just listen to that song alone outside of the scene, I had Allison do it and she was like, "Yeah, that's that's anxiety." Like it starts out
Hmm.
like very like just peaceful in the background, nothing really going on, and it builds in such a slow but also fast way. It's like it sneaks up on you and suddenly without you realizing it, you're just surrounded. The sound is just like these synths that are just droning through your ears and you're just like there's nothing you can do to avoid them. You're just trapped in it. I think it's a man, yeah, that song, and then the song that Madeline and Theo, the guitar and the piano working
Ah,
together,
yes,
and then the
yes.
synths start building throughout. Because as they have their discussion, it starts with just like the guitar I think represents Theo, whereas the piano kind of represents Madeline because all of her stuff has been kind of um, driven by piano,
I
and
would see that. Yeah.
so you start out with just kind of like this nice plucking guitar, and interwoven throughout are the piano melodies. And it is just like a conversation between two instruments, between two people. You're experiencing it, and the music is helping you experience it. And then as they begin discussing, like, Madeline, what are you going to do about going up the mountain? What's your plan now that you've gone through all this? How are you going to confront this other part of yourself? And she starts to make a plan in her head, not a necessarily good plan, as you soon find out, but a plan. You start to hear the synths driving it forward, just do 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 do, and it's leading into the next track in the next area. But it's this rising motion that, like, you're still climbing, you're still fighting, you're still, and in fact, this is like a climactic moment. You're going to face down against yourself, even though this is not specifically the boss fight. This is not specifically like any of that. It's still just more dialogue, but the music helps guide it toward that in such an amazing way. Fetch, piss.
Just no, the all of the music in Celeste is absolutely incredible. Like, pick any soundtrack, it's just like, it's so good. I it's so fascinating how that music helped create this, like, even the sense of anxiety for the player. When they're on the gondola and it stops over the like the cliff, right? Like, even like just trying to like keep the feather in the box is like, it's not a very hard thing to do. But at the same time, the music is like almost creating that sense of anxiety within the player. And then when it finally slows down, and Madeline herself like gets over this panic attack, it's just like you feel that as well. Like, and that, again, like, the art style is so simple. So I like, the music is really doing that carrying, I feel like. And I feel like there's like that same thing goes for so many other parts of the game. Like when you first meet Theo, or the campfire with Theo and Madeline, or getting to the summit, and like the music and like that sense of accomplishment. Like, I feel like this is such a common thing in like every indie game that just explodes in popularity. Is the music is always phenomenal. It's always so exceptional.
Yeah. I you touched on something there that I think the whole experience of Celeste does really well, which is, you said, like, the feeling that the song Anxiety, the music drives you to feel anxious. Um, and I think the whole game, at least as a whole, maybe not stripped down into parts, but as a whole, like, this is a story about a girl who has a lot of fights with herself,
Mm.
and she wants to accomplish something. A very simple goal, climbing a mountain. Not an easy goal, but a simple one that is, like, tangible, right? And the game, because I think of its simplicity in some ways, and because of how good the music is, it puts you, the player, in that same situation. You're made to relate with her so well
Oh
that
yeah.
by the
Oh
end,
yeah.
in that final level where you're going back through everything else, and then you're reaching the summit area and you're doing the countdown, like, it's hard. It's so hard. And, like, suddenly you, the player, are put in a position where you're, like, getting so frustrated at parts. Like, you're like, and you said it a couple of times, but I think it's true for a lot of people who play this game. It's not necessarily frustration with the game itself, but rather with yourself. And,
Mm.
like, what a better encapsulation of Madeline as a character. Like,
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
she's not
gosh.
she's not mad at the mountain. She never was. Even though she gets frustrated at sometimes, she falls back down, but the mountain was never really the issue. The issue was her fighting herself, her own inadequacies, her own fears, her own doubts about herself. And only once she was able to come to terms with those things was she able to accomplish the simple goal.
Mm-hmm. I freaking love that.
Uh,
And there's a part in the game I want to bring up because I feel like it's a very important part of this game. And that is when Madeline falls back down into the cave section.
yes.
Um, because you're almost to the summit, um, and Madeline thinks she has the answer of what's going to get her there. Um, and in the end, that wasn't the answer, and she falls back down, because like the whole part of that was like, um, she was telling the other part of herself, I don't need you anymore.
Mm.
Um, and then that causes a whole thing with her falling down, and you end up re-climbing the mountain, and like, um, you go through all the different levels again, like, and all the different mechanics they had, like, in just like a short condensed version, right? To like get back up to the summit, and like only through that progress of like falling down and getting back up does Madeline realize that that wasn't the answer the whole time. And it's not because like I love the whole theme of in this game of like overcoming yourself, but overcoming yourself doesn't mean destroying part of yourself.
Ooh. Yes.
And that like there was tons of good messages and themes in that game, but I really think that was the one that stood out to me while I was playing it. Um, and then like you finally get to the summit, like you said, you like the game, like you're not mad at the game, you're mad at yourself. You're overcoming each level, and like and you get like this countdown. It's like there's only like 12 more checkpoints to go, and you're like I'm so close, but like there's all this frustration still because like you can do it, you should be better at the game at this point, or like it throws a challenge that seems like maybe even a little bit unfair in the moment, but at the same time you're like no, I've done similar things to this before, and then and you finally you're like you're not only overcoming the game, but you're overcoming like your own frustrations with yourself by the time you get to the summit, and just it just culminates into like a beautiful experience at the top. So
Mm. I think, I mean, first of all, just yes to everything you said. Just yes to all of it. But I think for me, just like the encapsulation of it is in the other part of Madeline, just being like, you can't do this. You're not a mountain climber.
mm,
You cannot try this. You need to go back down. And it's like doing everything she can to stop herself. Literally doing all she can to stop herself. And when she falls down to that cave, and Madeline says, "What do we have to lose? We should at least try. Not like we can fall any farther." And that other part of herself says, "I could start digging."
yeah,
Like, like that's, man, that's depression. That's anxiety. That's that inner voice in your head that's just like, you can't do this.
mm-hmm.
You can't. This is not who you are. This was never who you are. Um, and so I think it's just like you said, it's finally being able to accept that conversation that Madeline has with herself. Why are you scared? I'm scared too. I don't know exactly how this is going to go down. I don't know, but I'm gonna try, and I want your help because you're me.
And
Like, can
oh, I yes, holy guys, yes. And that's what I love so much about this whole like the falling down game, like this whole thing of like overcoming yourself. But I loved taking the whole idea of like this other part of you that tells you you can't do it, you're not good enough. You weren't you like you're never going to be good enough to climb this mountain wherever it is. Like I could start digging, right? Um,
Mhm.
but at the end of the game, knowing why that part of her was saying those things, and that was to protect her in the
Mhm.
end, and like and that was that part of her, like that part of her or yourself or whoever you're talking about, that's just that part of them trying to protect themselves. And like I feel like that's like also super important thing to realize, because I feel like it's so easy to get caught up on this idea of like, why the fetch am I like this? I'm so stupid. Like why can't I just get over this stupid crap? It's like, well, that's because that part of you is also trying to protect you in its own way, right?
Right.
And like being able to accept that, and that is part of overcoming yourself, I feel like. And this game just has so many good messages in it, and like
Yeah.
the gameplay is phenomenal. The music is just gorgeous. Like I can't wait to play it again, honestly.
I can't wait for you to just suffer the way I have besides, man.
Is that part of overcoming myself still?
It all is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, anyways, thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm still Sean.
And I'm still sick, Zach.
And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
It's a platformer. You jump on platforms. Other platforms. Platform.
What? Whoa!
Platform? You put yourself out there. You you really try to make it known, and like make sure that people realize that you care, that you're trying to show people that you care. That's what you're doing in this life. And what happens every time? What happens every time, Zach? They spit in your face. Every time.
If it makes you feel any better, I dropped 80% of my spaghetti, and this what happened like 5 minutes ago, and I'm devastated.
Oh my god. I was so unready for that. You know what's crazy? I cooked spaghetti too. I also made the spaghetti.
No way! I hope yours was great. I got like a tiny portion.
Mine stayed in the pot, like it didn't fly everywhere. Yeah, it's good.
So here's what happened. I don't have like an actual like strainer, so I just use the lid to like keep the spaghetti in while I drain it into the sink, the hot water into the sink.
Right.
And it was great. Everything was going great. I had about like the last little bit of water, okay? So I tipped it just a little bit more, and then BAM! All of my spaghetti fell right into the sink, and the sink wasn't like there was nothing in the sink, but like I haven't scrubbed the sink in a while, so it wasn't particularly clean. So I didn't trust just taking it out of the sink. And so now I have all this beautiful spaghetti sauce with meat and spices and everything in it, and it smells so good. And I got this tiny little portion with like I swear like 30 noodles. And so now I'm just gonna put the spaghetti sauce in the fridge and go buy more noodles tomorrow so I can have my leftover spaghetti sauce. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
I'm sorry I laughed so hard. That really is devastating. It's just like I thought you were going to like really defend yourself and say something like when you said I dropped like 80%, and I thought you were gonna say like of important other things I needed to be doing, homework, people that need my attention. No, instead you said when you said spaghetti, that was the last word that I was anticipating to leave your lips in that moment. And it was, wow, that was magnificent. That
Yeah, so I'm currently devastated and shooketh to the core. And honestly, I don't think my night will ever be the same. You know that feeling, how like there's always like, you always hear about like people like they just finished making some great meal, they're like bringing it over to the table and they slip and it just falls all over the floor and it's ruined. I just had that experience for the first time with my spaghetti. And
F's
I'm
in the chat,
devastated.
everybody.
I'm like, here's the
F's.
thing. It was just the noodles. Like, I could just go buy and boil some more noodles. That takes like 20 minutes. But like,
Right. It's the principle.
I'm too devastated to even consider doing that. So I ate whatever I could, and I'll probably have like a sandwich later. Tomorrow, I'll try attempt number 2 to make spaghetti noodles.